Ladies and gentlemen, it's beginning to feel like we are living in an episode of South Park. Things that people have been alluding to or making jokes about for years are beginning to just become reality. We saw it first with the whole prank mumbo jumbo on YouTube. 10 years ago, people were like, oh, when are we gonna see the I pretended to kill somebody prank? And now we just see people actually try and kill people as pranks. They're not even pretending. And today, we're looking at something in the same vein. Guys, today is a first. With the amount of absolutely insane shit we've seen people do on live stream for absolutely no other reason than to make a quick dollar, you'd think we'd be reaching the point to where the content well of people doing wacky shit on live is kind of going dry, but they just keep filling her up. Ladies and gentlemen, the title of today's video is unfortunately not clickbait. A couple of days ago, a streamer known as Fandy live streamed her entire home birth on Twitch. It was a stream that lasted over 8 hours with over 50,000 live viewers at one point, with one of them being the fucking CEO of Twitch. And in my humble opinion, this marks the beginning of us content creators apparently deciding that we no longer have any sort of sense of shame and that nothing is off limits. Literally anything can be turned into content these days, because why the fuck not? Why not? Why not try and monetize every single last aspect of your life, down to what is quite possibly the most intimate moment that two human beings can share, their child being born. Guys, I mean this sincerely when I say that of all the crazy shit that we've seen people do in the name of content, this might be the worst thing so far. Personally, I feel like this word is thrown around a little bit too much in our current social setting, but more so than any other piece of content I've ever seen, this shit feels dystopian. It feels like we are living in a timeline that we are not meant to be in. We've got people live streaming the birth of their children for money. Rich people at that. This is a very successful streamer, a very successful OnlyFans model. She did not need to do this. And the fact that she did, it's one of those things where I don't even really know what to say. Her defense for all this has been that she wanted to share a special moment with her audience that's been with her for so long, and that this isn't the first birth to be filmed or documented. And it's just really? Have we all just decided to collectively play dumb as a species? I've watched a lot of different content creators for a long time. There are YouTubers that I've watched for over 10 years, and I promise you there's not a single one of them that I would like to watch give birth or make a baby. The fact that we are at a point where parasocial relationships have gotten so fucking severe and so insane that there is even an argument for wanting to watch a woman who you do not know give birth is genuinely just kind of scary. Where did we go wrong, guys? Seriously, if you sat down and watched a woman you don't know give birth for 8.5 hours, a woman that you're not related to or married to or involved with, not even a friend of, you need to rethink things because something is wrong with you. You either have tricked yourself into thinking that you know this person because you watch them live stream every day, or you're watching a woman give birth for a sick reason. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, those are the only two reasons anybody would do this. Because unlike Fandy and her chat are trying to play this off as, this live stream serves no educational purpose whatsoever. Look, don't get me wrong here. Me condemning this live stream is not because I think childbirth should be taboo or something that's hidden away. Believe it or not, it's kind of how we all got here, so I think it is something that more people should embrace and talk about, but this is not the way to do it. There is a stark difference between an educational video produced with the intent to be educational, with professional commentary, professional narration, being filmed under medical supervision, with things actually being explained and the viewer actually being walked through what's happening. If it's done in a medical setting, faces are blurred, names are redacted. That is a little bit different than a Twitch live stream with ad breaks, a chat saying W baby, and the streaming category set as fucking World of Warcraft. Now still, you might say, what about all the people who film their births? Well, that's a little bit different, considering the fact that I'd wager that most of those don't end up on social media. And look, guess what? If they do, I feel the same way about them. This kind of stuff does not belong on social media. It should not be turned into content. And even then, there is a big difference between filming something for yourself and filming something for tens of thousands of people. Wanting to remember the birth of your child through a private video is in no way comparable to what's going on here. And it also just makes sense. If you know somebody who's given birth, ask them if they remember doing it, or more so in detail. They probably don't. It gets pretty fucking foggy. Wanting to have a video so you can sort of relive it makes a whole lot of sense. sense. Wanting to let millions of people relive it with you? A lot harder to justify in my opinion. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, seriously guys, can we all just take a step back and look at this like real humans for a moment? Twitch is already a male-dominated platform. Like 2/3 of the users are male. I would wager a guess that a World of Warcraft streamer who's also an OnlyFans model has an audience that's skewed even more towards male-dominant than that. I feel like it is pretty safe to say that the average person does not really want to go out of their way to watch a random person give birth. I feel like that's an even safer bet when you're just looking at the average man. Yeah, sorry, it might be uncomfortable to talk about, but I feel like there's a pretty clear motivation for the average viewer tuning into the stream, and it's not learning about the miracle of birth. Don't get me wrong, not saying that everybody who tuned in has some strange ulterior motive, but the people who were super excited for this to happen and the ones who stuck around for hours, yeah, something ain't right there. What also isn't right is seeing your child's life as nothing more than free content. Now, obviously, this is an issue that's been plaguing social media for years. I feel like it's gotten a lot worse with TikTok because now it's just so accessible to post a 15-second long video of your kid and have it go viral. But I think this live stream is one of the most egregious examples I've ever seen of somebody treating their child's life as content and completely disregarding their child in almost every manner in the process. I really do think that when people like this have children and they just want to turn its life into content, they either just don't stop to think, or worse, they just don't care that one day that baby is going to be a kid, and then it's going to be a teenager, and then it's going to be an adult. When people do shit like this, and obviously like live streaming your birth is sort of uncharted territory, but when people choose to make public their children's private, intimate moments, you are ripping away a human's right to privacy. And it's bad enough when it's just something like a TikTok, you know, something that'll be forgotten by most of the people that see it. But even then, the amount of TikToks I've seen of children mourning their parents' death, it's like, why the fuck is this stuff ending up on social media? What do you mean you set up a camera and filmed a TikTok of your child crying at your dead spouse's grave? Like, what are you doing? I swear we are living in a time where like half of the parents on the planet see their children as social media fodder. And I think this live stream ever making it out of this woman's brain as an idea is proof of that. I mean, this is a prime example of somebody who's either incapable or just unwilling to acknowledge the fact that their kid is gonna be a person with a life and feelings and desires. And I don't think there's a single person on the planet who would be like, yeah, if I could just go back and do it all over again, the one thing I'd change is I would really try and make sure my mom live streamed my birth. Like, nobody wants this. And if these two would have gotten out of their crazy influencer bubble, they would have figured that out pretty quickly. But I honestly just don't think they cared to, because I'm pretty sure they knew. Seriously, I feel like half the motivation behind doing this had to have been just the shock factor of it all. They knew it was going to get people talking. And to them, I guess that's more important than their child's privacy being breached from the moment they take their first breath. It's just pathetic to me. It's disgusting. I just don't understand how people can get this desperate, this hungry for attention, this hungry for money. I would say that Twitch should step in here and do something about this, but considering the fucking loser CEO was in the chat, I doubt that's gonna happen. I just don't really know what the answer is here. When is it gonna end? When is every last aspect of the human experience being turned into shitty social media content gonna go away? Is it just not? Are we that cooked? It seems that way. If that's the case, I might as well ask you to follow me on Instagram while we're on the topic. I don't post videos of me giving birth, but I do post pictures of the outfits I wear and pictures of my car, so basically the same thing. Is that a good shameless plug? I don't know. Like I was saying though, this is the kind of thing that, like, compared to a TikTok that 99% of the people who see it are going to forget about, this is different. Sure, people are probably only going to talk about this for another day or two, but this is never really going to be forgotten. Whoever this kid ends up being, this is going to follow them whether they like it or not. And if you think doing that to a child's okay, something is wrong with you. Like, can you imagine being the kid in middle school whose mom gave birth to you on live stream, whose dad said W baby as you were born? Do you know how many times this kid's classmates are going to show him being birthed? It's going to be in the thousands. Like, seriously, this is a life-altering decision that these parents made for this kid with seemingly no hesitation. And that's just from one live stream. I'd say it's a pretty fair bet that if they were willing to live stream his birth, that every moment of this kid's life is going to be captured on camera and put onto the internet. This kid will never have a moment of privacy until he moves out, or is old enough to be like, hey, stop filming me, you fucking freaks. But by then, I mean, the damage will be done. Hopefully one day laws to prevent stuff like this will become more common. I know they exist in some places already, but I mean, the lives of millions of children, of people who want to be the next Family Channel, who want to do shit like this for shock value, they're going to be affected in ways that I don't don't really think we are prepared for because it's sort of unprecedented at this point. I mean, seriously, what's going to happen to these kids when they get to an age where they can realize, oh shit, my parents have been using me for content since the moment I came into the world? I can't imagine anything good. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? I feel like this bothers me a lot more than the other stupid shit we've seen live streamers do because, like I've kind of been talking about, this involves somebody who has no choice in whether or not they are part of this. Like, you can try and blow this off as no big deal or whatever, but as it stands, almost 800,000 people have watched that VOD. There's been countless YouTube videos made about it, news articles made about it. Millions of people have seen this kid be birthed. If you could trade places with that kid, would you? Would you willingly invite millions of people to watch you be birthed? Not only watch you be birthed, but have that footage be on the internet forever and probably be used for some not so great purposes. I doubt it. And it's really shitty. It's really irresponsible of these parents to even consider this as an idea. It's 100 times worse to actually go through with it. I seriously can't believe that this is being allowed on Twitch. And if you've seen the shit that's flown on Twitch these last few years, that's really saying a lot. See ya.